Well, it happened. There was all sorts of speculation that it was going to happen, that Wayne Rooney was going to fly across the pond, come back from Major League Soccer, and come back to English football, and he has. He is the man now in charge at Birmingham City, and he is the man entrusted with the task to take Birmingham City forward, even to the dizzy heights of the Premier League. As far as Wayne is concerned, yeah, top flight. That's exactly what I'm after.
That's the goal for the club, for myself, is to get this club back to the Premier League. Of course it is, and I think there's a lot of work to be done throughout the football club. I really enjoy developing players, developing senior players, but more importantly developing young players as well from the academy. And we've had 2 lads training with us today from the academy, and straight away wanted them up with training with us because I want to see where they're at. I want to try and develop players as quick as I can. But the Premier League is where we want to get to. It's an ambition of mine, it's an ambition of the clubs, and we're putting everything in place to make sure we do that in the near future.
Simon, you've had a few things to say about Wayne in the past. He's getting his opportunity now. Do you think he's earned it?
Not particularly. What about his management record details that he's earned the right to take over from a man that weathered the storm of a very difficult ownership model that created division in the football club, that created uncertainty about the football club's future? All of a sudden, you get a few investors in like Tom Brady, who appear to be autograph hunters, and this guy Eustace puts you in the top 6, and his reward is to get drop-kicked out of a job for a fella that's got a 27% win record in America. Wow.
But you didn't seem to have any problem with Bill Foley sacking Gary O'Neill at Bournemouth.
I did. I didn't think it was particularly the greatest thing for him to have done. I think he's going to own his own mistakes on that one. And Bill Foley turned around and said, I'll take the consequences of it. And if you remember what I said, he'll say that now. When they get relegated, he won't be so casual about it, irrespective of if it's his money or not. When he gets a backlash from the Bournemouth fans going mild about it all, he'll have a different view. But I think that Wayne Rooney... listen, I think he had a difficult time at Derby. From what I hear about him is that he is able to motivate players. Obviously, one of the things I think was great for him was he brought Liam Rosenior on, who's doing a great job at Hull. But I think if you're John Eustace, you're looking at this going, well, geez, how does this fella, who has got, it's a 20, this is not me making up, it's a 27% record. It's the team that he managed last year, DC United, finished second to bottom. This season, they're below mid-table. So what is it that, besides the fact his name happens to be Wayne Rooney, that qualifies him to get the Birmingham job? I don't think not a lot.
I mean, he was up against it at Derby though, Simon. He was under a transfer embargo. I mean, what was his win ratio percentage meant to be at a time like that? It would be tough for anybody at that time.
Okay, but
he takes himself over to DC United and did well.
What?
He did all right, did he not?
Luke, go away and do some research. He didn't do well at all. He did poorly. There was nothing about this manager. I take on the board the Derby stuff, albeit he kept him in the division by a skin of his teeth, because I think Cardiff scored a goal against XYZ team in the last minute, which kept Derby from being relegated. Yeah. So whilst you say to yourselves, yeah, he had some challenges there, difficult environment, and he was new and inexperienced. Second season, they got relegated. He's in America. I've got no issue with it. He will, if he's a good manager, he'll come to the surface. But I do think if you're John Eustace, you're thinking,
well, John Eustace actually has released a statement, I think, and he's saying it's been an honour and a privilege to have served the club. Paid up. I'd like to wish everyone at the football club huge success in the future. Having said that, if it wasn't Wayne, would Eustace still be in the job? Do you think Simon's got a point that, to a degree, people like Tom Brady, who've been introduced to Birmingham City Football Club, are indeed autograph hunting a fair bit? That they want a name, and the name is Wayne Rooney, and there are a few bigger.
Yeah, I do agree with Simon in that. Absolutely, this is what Birmingham City are looking for. But John Eustace, let me take it from his viewpoint. He's gone 6th in the league. Birmingham City have had monumental problems in the last couple of seasons, and not least the ground, how they've been fit for purpose. And John Eustace has done this job. He's taken them to 6th in the league at this minute, 6th. So they're in a playoff position if that's the case. And suddenly he loses his job. And it's if I'm John Eustace, I'm not going to be saying a privilege. Well, let me put it. I'll be absolutely seething underneath.
You'll be towing the party line to a degree.
Well, it was a party line. That's true. Yeah. But seething about losing your job. And then I think the CEO makes some sort of comment about saying that John Eustace's ambition didn't match ours. Do you think that John Eustace was going to turn around and say, "Well, listen, my job is just to keep the team in the league"? I'm sure John Eustace would be no different to any other manager, feeling you've got a dream. You want to try and take Birmingham City, the team that you're. If you're not in the big league, The team that you are managing is the team that you want to get promotion, regardless of what position they're in. So your dream would be the same thing. And I would be really surprised if John Eustace was saying, if we just avoid relegation, we'll be okay. John Eustace would be well aware of Birmingham City and the bit of expectation that would be around about it now, particularly with new owners and things like this here, if that's the case. But deep down, I'm with Simon, but more in the Eustace viewpoint of losing the job. That's but right. Like Gary O'Neill in the sense that that lost his job there at Bournemouth. And you look what's happening just at this minute.
But he
I know it's very, very early.
Built out of it. Now, Gary O'Neill should thank Bournemouth because they gave him an opportunity when no one would have given him a managerial job. He's now a manager. He's now at Wolves. Whereas Rooney's had 2 opportunities and he's done nothing in either.
All right, okay. Do you think then using the same sort of principle then, Simon, would John Eustace then get another job
yes.
now?
So that's why he's got a dignified statement out there to show, I tell you what, probably behind the scenes he's got paid up and he's accepted the reality of it. And he's probably putting a dignified statement out. The next chairman looks at him and goes, you know what, you're a sensible lad.
Absolutely. You're right about the dignified statement, and that was a cheap shot by me. So really deep down, no, absolutely right. But he will get another job in the strength of what he's doing.
I would think
Never mind him. Does Rooney get Birmingham up?
Well,
we'll
from all the comments that are emanating from the football club, you have to say, yeah. And it's not as if to say, this long-term project. It looks as if you have to go up this season.
Exactly. Martin and Eo, thanking you. Great seeing you the other night. I enjoyed your chat at the Boxing Writers, and thank you for today.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.